my opinion, Hurricane Ida was a blessing in disguise for the Saints.
Packers fans are idiots.
George Kittle loves to get yards, especially after the catch.
Welcome back to Certified Beef and the third annual record predictions. This on the docket, we have the guys from the Happiest Podcast on Earth, Andrew and Jarrett.
Let's go.
We also have Matt from Fowled Out Podcast.
What's up?
In the midst of doing this record predictions, Andrew decided to do the wings now, but
I think this is how it should be.
Fair. But the fact that this is gonna be a longer episode, that's where I feel like it could be. This is where the punishment even ramps up even more. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. This definitely probably going forward. We'll probably do the oh my gosh, the punishment on the next record predictions. I feel like that's only right, as Andrew said. But yeah, he's gonna be going through it, and you guys will be able to see his facial expressions through this entire thing. Yeah, so this will be fun. Brandon, do you have like an order you want to go in of some sort, or do you just kind of want me to rip it and go?
We can rip it and go. I got my nice little spreadsheet set up here to write down everybody's wins and losses for each team. So then it'll total up the amount of wins, amount of losses, and then at the end of the year, I can go back in and get it all formulated out so that we can see who was the farthest off. We can do whatever order, but like let's start with where we always do, the AFC North. Let's do it.
I agree. All right, we'll start off with the division winners, the Cincinnati Bengals. Andrew, we'll kick it to you first. Let's get a bite of a wing first.
I just don't think we should be kicking it to me first because I'm still in the middle of doing it. I was in the middle of doing it when Brandon emailed me.
My gosh.
So I say go to someone else. Or I tell you what, while we're waiting and I'm doing this, I will take my first bite of wing.
Are those
I feel like throughout the episode,
are those boneless or traditional?
Traditional.
Ooh.
Oh, what a ballsy move.
Don't touch your face.
Oh my god.
I certainly couldn't possibly impair your
do you like hot
judgment
stuff?
at any point in time.
Do you like hot food? Oh, well, this is a little hotter. It hits you very fast.
Yeah, you're in trouble. You are in trouble.
See, I feel like we should have waited to
hang on.
Make sure you're ready.
He says, hang on.
We should have made sure you're ready to because now you're not in clear mind and you're making you're trying to make record predictions for next year's punishment.
I mean, if you don't want to do this next year, this is the best idea for everybody but him.
I like this.
Yeah, you could also, if you want to, you could just forfeit next year, and we could just watch you suffer if you want to do that.
Yeah,
I'm good. Oh my god.
Oh, he's touching his face.
No, it's my left hand.
I know it is.
Oh,
how many wings did you get? I'm just curious.
6.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
I remember I ordered like 10 boneless wings, and I swear they gave me like 15. And everyone just told me to keep eating them. It was brutal.
Oh my god.
Did you dip it in ranch?
I did.
Okay, that's good. That's valid.
I absolutely did.
All right, we'll give Andrew some time here. Matt, why don't you kick us off here?
All right, starting off with a bang. I got the Bengals at 12-5. When in doubt, do not bet against Joey B. I do have a little bit of concern about their defense, having lost both of their safeties, who are very good at what they do. Yeah. But Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow lock it in.
All right.
That's all right. I like that.
Good pick. I have the Bengals going 13-4. Like Matt said, can't bet against Joe Burrow. A little nervous. Like I know they say he's going to be ready for week 1, but how that leg injury is going to affect him going forward. Yes, losing Von Bell and Jesse Bates is going to be a big deal, but then they also shored up the offensive line by adding Orlando Brown Jr. So maybe that'll help them out more than what they lost on defense.
Yeah, I have the same record as Brandon. Yeah, they did lose Von Bell, and like you guys said, they Von Bell and Jesse Bates, but they do have a chance for Dax Hill to jump in that role, which they did draft him first round last year, or was it second? It might have been second round.
Early second, I think.
Yeah, but he gets a chance to star in a role. And we saw him a little bit last year. He was making plays, but you got a guy like that, and it's just a good team, well coached. I'm not really worried about a defense when you've got defense coordinator Lou and Ramon. So the Bengals they're gonna do their thing.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I have the Bengals and Ravens tied at 12-5, and I think the Ravens are actually taking down the division. So I just think with Lamar back on track, doesn't have to worry about
Good God, guys, this doesn't stop.
Oh, dude, Mike, don't interrupt me while you're just choking out on Buffalo Wild. You can just see your face just struggling right now.
The thing is, it doesn't last super long, and then it hits you again.
It just hits you in waves. No, I love it. But yeah, Ravens. Definitely, I think 12-5. They definitely gave Lamar just a shit ton of weapons. So I just think with Odell Beckham, I mean, Bateman was pretty solid. They have Dobbins just healthy. So I think they're just weapons, and defense is always it's a thing in Baltimore. It's never horrible. So if their defense could even just stay decent, I think they're going to be a problem. And the whole thing with Joey B, I know it's not as serious as we originally thought, but his little injury, you never know. I get a little nervous with that. So I'm gonna be a little cautious with that one. And yeah, I'm going Ravens.
Yeah. I mean, you can't forget to mention Nelson Aguilar, big weapon.
Oh yeah.
Addition for the Ravens. Speaking of the Ravens, I got them going 11-6.
Hold up. Andrew hasn't given his Bengals prediction yet.
He probably hasn't finished, so that's why I'm just gonna go. We can get his later.
I'll just go through the entire division at the end.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, they got Zay or
Flowers.
Yeah. So that and Mark Andrews, my gosh.
Yeah, I think they'll be a solid team.
Yeah.
Solid team. There's nothing. It's a good coach.
Yeah.
Can't complain about the Baltimore Ravens. They'll definitely be a playoff team.
Andrews.
I'm okay. God, this is just the worst.
All right. I have the Ravens also going 12-5. Obviously, with what I said for the Bengals, I don't have them win the division, but they are still in the playoffs. I think, I don't know, the Ravens, it should be a very tight division this year between the two, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually have the Steelers at 11-6, so I feel I feel like they're going to be good now with Pickett having a year under his belt. Again, weapons. They have a ton of weapons. Defense is always solid core. So those three teams, I have the Browns just crapping the bed. They're not going to do well. So I have them being worse than last year. But overall, I mean, I think those three teams are just going to beat up on each other a little bit and then, share some losses with one another. But yeah, I think that's a stacked division minus the Browns, even though they got Deshaun.
Yeah, I have the Ravens at 11-6 as well. I like that they finally moved on from Greg Roman and are moving to a little bit more of a pass-centric offense. And they did do their best to get him some weapons. For me, where I'm kind of pumping the brakes on them being at the same level as the Bengals is, for the love of God, they are always snake bitten by injuries. Mm-hmm. Always. It's going to be an issue at some point.
Yeah. Andrew Jarrett mentioned the Browns and the Steelers. I am on the other end of the Browns spectrum. I think they're going to be good. I think they might have the most talented roster in the AFC North. Wow. I think this AFC North is going to be the best division in football. Between all three of those teams after the Bengals, I have them all going 11-6.
Oh,
all yes. Three of them?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy cow. Is that even possible?
We're on opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. Jorge Pickens, he's going to be a monster this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just like what the Steelers do. Plus, like, you can't not have them go over 500. So for them to be 11-6 is not crazy. Mike Tomlin, that defense is going to be doing its thing. If TJ Watt is healthy, this team is easily going to go 10-7. I think with him on the field, they're just a different team. So I think 11-6 is not a question. Like I said, the Browns, I think they have the most talented roster in the AFC North. It also depends on Deshaun Watson. This could be one of those record predictions for me where this could fuck me over next year when I'm off by like 8 wins, because I definitely have thought about it that the Browns could just shit the bed like Jarrett said. But yeah, no, that it's going to be a risky thing, but I think that this team just has enough talent around for them to be good.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking. I have them and the Steelers both at 9 and 8, a little bit more tempered because the Steelers always seem, unless they're like a really good team, like really good Steelers team, they always seem to hang around 500. That's kind of what they did last year. Kenny Pickett's going to get better. Like, it's just going to be another building year for that team. But the Browns, like, I can definitely see where you're coming from, Jack, where they are one of the most talented teams in the AFC. But they are the Browns. They are one of the cursed franchises, and it's hard to get over that. And so I think they're going to lose some games that they should definitely win, and that's going to contribute to them missing the playoffs.
I got the Steelers at 11-6 as well, for some of the reasons that were already stated, right? I think if TJ Watt is healthy, that defense is probably the best defense in football last year. And they added some guys from this draft that I absolutely fucking love. Keanu Benton is one of them. And then George Pickens, I think, this year's going to be his coming out party. He's talented enough where he could have been drafted significantly earlier in that draft class. He just hadn't played in forever. As for the Browns, I have them at 7 and 10. Ooh. I am entirely out on Deshaun Watson. That is why I think they will lose games. It is not the talent on that roster. Also,
you think he's done. That's it.
People keep forgetting that he won 4 games in his last full season as a starter.
That team was awful, though. I will point that out. He played out of his mind.
And you know
JJ Watt apologized to him for playing so bad.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to hear that shit, because I watched Matt Stafford drag some awful rosters to 7 and 8 wins.
Yeah.
But you didn't have a generational wide receiver.
I think Deshaun Watson played out of his mind. That year. 4 wins is like, he would have probably, if he would have played like average, he would have been like 2 wins maybe.
I'm not saying he doesn't have talent, but like, he cannot lead a team, and that's why I'm out on him.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, because I said like it could be a dumpster fire, but I just think that he's going to rebound. Because I also think that their style of offense can help him a lot to
honestly
pressure.
I think Deshaun Watson is a complete and utter conflict of the way their offense has been set up to function anyways. He wants to be back in the shotgun, and you want to be under center and running downhill with Nick Chubb.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part of why they sucked so bad even after he came back.
I do also want to point out that George Pickens is not more talented than Justin Jefferson, and Ryan Clark is by far one of the most biased and idiotic people I've ever seen on fucking sports media.
Yeah, no, anyone taking shots at Justin Jefferson is a fucking idiot.
That's ridiculous.
So we've been we got Jared. Did you say your Browns prediction yet?
Yeah, that was bad. 5 and 12.
5 and 12. All right.
Did you take another bite yet? I'm just curious.
No, I have it. I'm an ass.
Oh wow, that's a
clean that sucker.
That was a good bite. No, it does not have to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing it.
Oh my, he's doing it. Ooh. No. Oh, he's struggling to get it down.
The second one's easier.
And wings sound so good though.
They do.
These aren't good wings. They don't taste good.
Yeah, I need garlic parm. I need garlic parm.
Garlic parm guy.
Yeah, that's true. I
Half
understand.
garlic parm, half
I just
honey
don't think
barbecue.
Honey barbecue's where it's at.
Yeah.
I just don't think they actually like taste good.
No, they taste horrible. It's awful taste.
Yeah.
That's the thing that sucks about hot wings is like you like buffalo wings to me are just dog shit.
Buffalo wings I can enjoy. I don't enjoy this.
Good.
Sorry guys.
No, it's okay. I'm enjoying this. Just now I get to see what it's like to be on the other side of
my eyes.
That's one thing that was weird is my eyes just weren't running. It was my nose that wouldn't stop.
My nose is actually okay.
All right, Andrew, you ready?
I'm ready. All right. I have got the Bengals winning the division at 12-4.
Okay, that's like 16 games.
Well, they did go 12-4 last year, I think, didn't they?
Because the DeMar Hamlin game.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, so who's dying on the field?
Yeah.
Wait, did I miss
the
one?
Bengals
I must have not picked him on one. Bye. That's been picked. It was the last week. I see.
I'm going with Joe Mixon.
I see.
Yeah.
All right.
Our Deadpool.
I got him going 13-4.
13-4. Okay.
And I have the Ravens at 11-5.
So
actually,
someone
we're gonna go 12
on their team too.
Wait, did I just not pick the last week?
It's starting to seem
what
like
catastrophe happened. Maybe they were playing each other. That was the
no. Okay, sorry. I have them going 13-4.
You just jumped.
Sorry,
you just jumped.
12-5. 12-5.
Okay.
Sorry, I could not count. These wings are getting me, man. This is awful. I hit the wrong button. That's why. Yes, I have them going 12-5, finishing second. I have the Steelers going 9-8, and just because Mike Tomlin, I think the last time they had a 500 season was
before him.
Yeah.
And then
good.
I'm gonna go the Browns 6-11.
6-11. All right.
Love it.
I think they steal a couple, but I think they just kind of shake things up. But I also agree. I do think this is probably the toughest division.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
Yeah, I think in a different division, the Browns could maybe steal a few more games, but
put them in the AFC South.
They're going up against like absolute killers.
Yeah,
I think the Browns would win the NFC South.
Probably.
No, I don't think so. I really just don't.
We'll get there. AFC East next.
Right. Start off with the Buffalo Bills. Andrew, do you have this ready, or did you only do it by
division? No, I've got everybody.
All right.
Let's
go.
Buffalo Bills.
First place Buffalo Bills.
First place Buffalo Bills. 13-4. I got a lot of 13-4s. I don't see many teams scraping by and getting 14 wins. I just think that's probably a little too difficult, especially with a lot of these better teams playing in those neutral site games in London and Germany this year. I just think that's one of those things that could be anybody's game. So I think that's pretty much the best record there is on mine is 13-4. But yeah, obviously, it's the Bills and they're good. And I think James Cook with another year of development is really going to help their run game.
Yeah, I'll just piggyback. I also think it's the Bills. I think this might have the most teams that are just like complete wild cards for me that could be good, could be bad. I don't know. But I think the Bills are just the most consistent right now. I love Bill Burr as their coach. Just love it.
Oh,
love Bill Burr. But no, great coaching. Diggs will always have a spot in my heart. Just a very talented, just roster all around, defense and offense. There's not much to say. They haven't really done much to, improve or get worse. It's just a very good, consistent roster that they have this year too. And Josh Allen. I mean, he's just good. So, I have them going 12-5, winning the division as well. So they did lose a couple more games than last year. I think this division's going to get a little bit tighter.
So I went a little lower than both of you guys. I went 11-6. I just think that this division has gotten a little bit stronger this year. I see this as another top division in the entire league. Mostly besides, I think it could honestly be anyone's division besides the Patriots, I think. 11-6. The Bills are also they feel to me like they start off the year kind of slow each year, because wasn't 2 years ago they lost to the Steelers with old ass Big Ben playing at home. I could see him losing a couple more games this year, and maybe it's because of a slow start, or maybe it's just because the division around them has gotten a lot better, and their schedule is not the easiest either.
Yeah. I mean, Bills, they're just a fucking juggernaut. 14-3. I think they're gonna tear it up this year. I am a big Josh Allen guy, and I will say this: people need to stop ripping on this dude for throwing 14 interceptions last year. I know they say that he had the most turnovers. I don't really think strip sacks should be the biggest thing for turnovers. Unless he's fumbling when he's rushing. A lot of times strip sacks have to do with the tackles and stuff like that. But Patrick Mahomes is people. He got his dick sucked all year last year. He had 12 interceptions, 2 less than Josh Allen. So this whole thing that Josh Allen is not capable of being a top echelon quarterback in the league anymore needs to stop. He's just as good, if not better, in some cases than these guys. And I think he's going to prove it this year and shut up all the fucking haters. So, yeah. 14-3.
I think most of the best quarterbacks they make those mistakes, but a majority of those that's why they're good, is because most of the time they make plays on those. And then every now and then they might misthrow just a teeny bit and make a bad mistake. But dude's a beast.
Yeah, I've got them at 11-6. In part because I do need to see Josh Allen stop playing so much hero ball. When Bills fans know there's 2 Josh Allens, there's good Josh and there's bad Josh. And bad Josh, it's sometimes he makes those crazy plays, but what happens is he extends too long, holds on to the ball too long, chucks it somewhere he shouldn't go. It happens. But good Josh is the best player in football, full stop. He reaches heights that even Mahomes can't reach because of the physical things his body can do. No one else in the NFL can do right now. That being said, I have some concerns about some of the deficiencies on their roster that the way they address them aren't necessarily the way I would have liked to see them addressed, mostly on the lines. Now the way they address them, maybe it works out better than I expect. But definitely I wanted to see a bit more depth on the defensive line heading into this year, where they kind of got destroyed in the playoffs there. So that I could see being a little bit of a mitigating factor for them this year. But I mean, they're still the safest bet in this division.
Fair enough. Next we move on to South Beach, the Miami Dolphins.
I'll kick it off.
Go for it.
I think this is going to be the shocker that they are going down. I don't think they're going to be as good as everybody thinks, and I still, Tua is broken. He's made of glass. His head is just jello at this point. So I don't trust Tua being healthy all season. I really don't. They do have some talent. I'm excited to see. I think Fangio this is where he went for defensive coordinator, which is good. He's a good defensive coordinator kind of guy, but I don't know. I just see that between the Bills and Jets, especially, just improving. I feel like the Jets have to be improving. We'll talk about them in a bit, but that division, and I don't know. They had a lot of one-score games last year. I think I saw that. I think could just not go in their favor this time. So I don't know if they're as good as everybody thinks they are, especially if Tua stays healthy. Absolutely, they could be a threat. They do always play the Bills tough, if they're healthy and everything. But yeah, I'm Dolphins 6-11. I have them, so I have them. They're dropping. They're dropping a few games from last year. So
you don't trust Mike White to come in and light it up after Tua gets injured?
Nope, not at all. I'm good with that. So maybe Brady comes out of retirement and goes to Miami.
You joke, but like Adam and I had a legitimate conversation about that being his actual nightmare.
Oh, really?
And like, that's the whole reason they didn't have a first round pick, was because they were tampering with him.
That's a good point. That's a great point. I mean, who knows if they're like in the playoff hunt and then Tua goes down? I mean, who knows? You never know what could happen.
Yeah.
I think Brady's more than happy to come to like a playoff.
You just call in Phillip Rivers like the 49ers were going to do.
Yeah.
I've got them at 11-6.
Ooh.
So Adam and I did win ranges for our teams instead of just predicting records. They had the widest range for me. Yeah. Like, I had them as low as 6 because you don't know how many games Tua is going to play. I've got to believe they're going to do everything they can to keep him on his feet this year. But this is the most talented team in the division. And I think adding Vic Fangio to that coaching is going to be huge for them. I think it might actually get them some wins in games while Tua's out, just because, hey, if you can pitch a shutout, then it don't take much.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I got them one lower at 10-7. Like it does all depend on how much Tua plays, but you got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, like that's a killer wide receiver core. Then you also have, like, yes, Mike Gesicki did depart, but it's not like he was a huge weapon for them anyways. And then you got another year of Bradley Chubb. You brought in Jalen Ramsey. You brought back Mostert and Jeff Wilson. Like, it's hard to see them going as low as 6-11. But I guess if they can't keep them upright, if they can't keep Tua upright, then it doesn't matter too much, unless Mike White somehow returns to his 22 form. Then maybe they're doing something. But 10-7 for me.
I think Ramsey's out for a bit, right?
Yes. Ramsey will be out until probably December.
That's right.
That kind of factored into mine too.
Yeah. Is Armstead out for a little bit too, or is he's good to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but if they make the playoffs, getting Ramsey back for a playoff run is going to be huge.
Huge, yeah.
Because he can play outside and inside.
Even still, without Ramsey though, you still got Xavier Howard. Like, that's not a bad too.
Yeah,
they have the most overrated corner duo. They're so washed, both of them. That's a different story. But I also agree with Brandon. 10-7. I also think that the Dolphins would be 10 times worse. I think they'd be about what Jared says they are at 6-11 if they didn't have their stadium designed that way.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's like reasons why they win a lot of games at home. So also I think they lose a lot more games.
It's
Andrew and I went.
advantage in all of football.
We did.
Andrew and I went. We said something about that too. We were like, man, that sucks. Our Vikings. My Vikings are like just roasting.
Yeah, it's just so fucking dumb.
We looked
like that. That just pissed.
They showed it. The home side.
So dumb.
The home side sideline, I think, was 92.
Yeah. And then the other side
or 80. It was like 89, and it was like 105 on the Vikings sideline.
Yeah, it's stupid.
If I was a fan, I would refuse to go and sit on that side of the stadium. And the thing that sucks is that there's not a bad seat in that stadium at all.
I've heard they struggle to sell out that stadium too.
They do.
I mean, I would
it
hate
was
to
full.
be on that one side. I mean Vikings fans do travel pretty well. Like,
I would.
We had a lot of Vikings fans. At that game.
And I would say that stadium was full, but it was funny because I was there the week before for University of Miami. That one does not sell out. I mean, it was dead.
They're still more in the loss of the Orange Bowl.
The thing about selling out in Miami is that people are in Miami. There's so many other things to do.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not even in Miami. It's like 35 minutes from downtown.
Jesus.
It's Peach Gardens or whatever it's called.
Yeah. I got them going 11-6. I think if Tua stays healthy, I don't think you can really count on injuries to happen. I think they go 11-6. I know I'm not saying that he will just because he's yet to do so. But I mean, there for a while, Christian McCaffrey was hurt for like 3 out of 4 years. But if he stays healthy, I mean, you can't deny he's still the best running back in the league.
He still is now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just you just can't bank on that.
Tua is the best quarterback in the NFL.
No, what I'm saying is when they actually have someone to throw the ball besides Sky, what was his name?
Mike White.
Skylar,
Skylar Thompson.
I mean, that Vikings game was hard to watch.
Don't hate on Teddy Bridgewater.
No, that was the moment seeing him live,
gloves.
how bad he was. I was like, Bridgewater's gone, man.
He's terrible.
And now the Lions fans are like, dude, why is Teddy so bad? I go, I told you. He's not good. He's not good.
Yeah, but Teddy's not even their starter.
Yeah. Well, no, he's backup, but
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Concussions are a little bit different of a story too than I feel like concussions you're running into a whole different one more he's got to be done. He's got to
or definitely a decision to be made.
Yeah.
All right. Now we move on to definitely the most talked about team in the NFL, the New York Football Jets.
Unfortunately.
Why unfortunately?
I'll start off.
People need to stop talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I will talk about Aaron Rodgers. I love that guy so much. I'm glad to see him thriving in New York. Glad to see that he's happy. I'm happy for him. But I mean, I do think they're gonna have some struggles. But Aaron Rodgers, he'll have a rebound year. I mean, good for him. He needed to get to a good situation. I'm happy that he made his way to New York. He's thriving there. I just love to see it. I've always wanted the best.
I'll be back. I gotta go burp or something.
You could have just left. You could have just done it.
Premium content.
Yeah, thanks. Tell us what's going on next.
Yeah, no. I've always wanted the best for him. So, but the Jets are going to go 10-7. I think they'll be good, but I don't think they're going to reach the ceiling that people think they're going to. And I think that they could finish worse than this. But I think their schedule favors enough to where they're going to win a decent amount of games.
Yeah, I've got 10-7. I might as well just jump in now. I agree with you 100%. I think I actually do. I've always liked Aaron Rodgers. I just hated him playing him because he's just so good and he torched us a lot. So now that he's outside the division, I do like it. It's really funny to watch Hard Knocks and just in front of the quarterback crew that they had from last year and just basically, like you said, they were just all sucking his dick, basically, just how good he is. But it's just funny to me, like Zach Wilson's like in the same room and Garrett Wilson's like, dude, I've never seen anyone even come close to throwing like Rodgers. And even like the coach, even like the head coach, like Sala or whatever, was like, dude, this is obviously a whole new year because we actually have a good quarterback. Yeah. Like, Zach Wilson's right there, man. Like,
dude, did y'all see his run the other day?
It's great.
Zach Wilson, it was electric.
That was shifty.
It was cool, but I think 10-7, I love it. I think he does bring a whole new element to the game. Their team it's pretty stacked. Like they've gotten a good young core offense with Wilson, Brees. You got Dalvin there now, which is going to be fun to see them two partner up. And then they brought back, it's just so funny too, like Lazard, and I think Cobb is back there now too. So like Aaron Rodgers has his old weapons he's comfortable with, and they're not going to be great every game, but like it's, Cobb's going to have that 1 or 2 games of like 2 or 3 touchdowns, and they just, it always happens. But
they did just lose Gabe Davis though.
Oh yeah, well that's fine.
He
10-7
today.
I think 10-7. A-Rod is going to bring a whole different.
I think you mean Corey Davis.
Corey Davis was not even going to play. He was probably going to get cut.
Yeah,
that's why he retired. Let's be honest.
But 10-7, I like it. They're going to improve.
My bad. I have them going 9-8.
Okay.
I think that is the most you're going to get out of it. They do have 2 solid running backs. But I don't know. I know Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs 2 and 3 years ago.
One was a fucking fraud.
That I just don't see it. I mean, I have them going 2 and 4 in the division.
I think that's fair, actually.
Like I just don't see it being. I don't see him being like the answered prayer that they think it is. I think if anything, this will be really good for them moving forward, because I think Zach Wilson can learn a lot from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things that I don't think this team is going to be great, but I do think for the future it's very beneficiary. But I don't see them. I mean, what was their record last year?
Man, they were like 7-10.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can see them picking up 2 more games out of this. That's about it.
I still think quarterback though is like holding them. I do think their quarterback class or room was just absolutely dreadful.
Oh,
they have such a good young core from both sides of the ball. And,
yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, so I have them at 10-7, mostly on the back of their defense. I am not as optimistic about like their offense being great because of adding Rodgers. But like looking at how good their defense is, I can't see it being enough. Can't see it not being enough for them to win double-digit games, but I think they're missing the playoffs still.
Ooh.
I think they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose all the tiebreakers against the hard teams. Aaron Rodgers is not gonna beat up on like the NFC North or the AFC North, or like I also think he's gonna really struggle against the Patriots. I think Bill Belichick is gonna cook up some nasty game plans.
I can see that.
The second he gets popped in the mouth a couple times early in the game, he's gonna turtle up.
And for the Patriots, you also got Judon coming off the edge, and there's been questions about the Jets' offensive line. That's a good point.
Yeah, and God, Kyle Duggar is just a monster.
I have the Jets, the highest win total out of all of us at 11-6. I feel like the Jets are just going to play up to Rodgers this year. Like they are the Jets. They are a team that perennially lets down people. But I think this year there's just so much excitement around them that they're going to play up. Like you got one of the best interior defensive linemen in the entire league in Quinn Williams. Like CJ Mosley had a bounce back year last year. You got Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed on the outside. Like their defense is incredible. And then their offense, like has been mentioned many times here, great young core, Brees Hall. And then you also add in Dalvin Cook, who is like starting to decline, but he's still a top tier running back type. It's hard to bet against them at this point. At least for me, it is.
Yeah, if they do play up to Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be mid because he was absolutely mid last year. I will say this about the Jets: if he returns to his fraudulent 2021 MVP season, they should win the Super Bowl.
Wow. Their
defense is that good.
They're good. I do think they're just overall team is very freaking good.
I do think they're going to need Dalvin Cook to step up early, because you look at when Breece Hall had that injury last year, he's probably not going to look like himself until at least November. Those guys don't typically regain that explosion until about 12 months out.
Got Dalvin.
All right, I'm gonna move into the Patriots. This is team. I'm just gonna quickly say it. 7-10. This team is just. I don't know what direction this team is going, but yeah, 7-10, kind of mid.
Yeah, 6-11. I think they're going down a couple spots this year. It is. Their offseason was kind of chaotic. Nothing in the draft really, which is typical for them. But when it comes to I think they picked up Gesicki, which will be kind of fun to see him going off against the Pats. But they lost a couple wide receivers. They picked up Schuster, I think.
Yep.
Which should be a little bit of an upgrade. And then the whole Zeke coming to the Pats, I think too. So
offensive lineman Ezekiel Elliott.
They lost Damian Harris, who wasn't bad, but Zeke is probably a little bit of an upgrade, but he's getting up there. So I don't know. It's a very odd. I don't think they're going to be much better. I don't think they're going to be much worse. I have them just going down a little bit, but yeah, 6-11.
Zeke signing pissed me off because I literally picked Ramondre Stevenson the day before. That's my number one.
Oh,
I mean, Zeke is
still gonna run. He's still gonna be.
He's just their short yardage guy.
He'll vulture a ton from Ramondre.
Yeah,
but Zeke seems like the guy that would turn into fucking Jerome Bettis and just get fat as fuck and play till he's 35.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got him going 8-9. And I think that's a generous low 8-9.
Low?
Yeah. I was thinking more 9-8, to be honest with you.
Oh,
and No, I know I'm saying, but sneaking into the playoffs 9-8.
Okay.
Oh,
because I think I think that Washington game, that's the one I'm looking at. Because if they beat Washington, which in theory I think they should, I think they go 9-8 and end up sneaking in as the 7th seed. But I also don't see Washington losing that many games because I think Washington is taking a step up this season. But I don't know if that'll show in the record. But because I said it last year too, and I ended up being right that Washington was going to screw some stuff up, and they went 8-9 last season.
You're right, they did. But that was with Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, but I think Sam Howell's a better quarterback than Taylor Heineke. Get out of here with that shit. Yeah,
there will be no Taylor Heineke slander here.
So Andrew's high. Andrew's a little high.
No, I'm going 8-9. That's what my gut's telling me, because my gut is telling me Washington's going to win that game. But watch that Washington game.
Okay, I like that.
And but I also think that they finished 3-3 in the division. I think they have a better division record against better than the Dolphins and the Jets.
Okay.
Because I got the Dolphins at 2-4 in the division too. The only one I have, and that's just because I think the Bills are going to dominate that division and just slip up once. And I think it's who do I have the Bills losing to in the division?
The Dolphins of Miami.
It's got to be the Dolphins, right?
Well, and the Jets, maybe.
Maybe I have them splitting with the Jets.
So we have them pretty mid though, second, third place in the division, maybe last.
No, I have them coming last in the division. Okay. I have the Pats coming last in the division.
Cool.
Behind
so
the
you
Jets
have it stacked. That's a stacked division too.
I think that is going to be a really, really good division, and I think that Patriots defense is going to be good, and I think Mac Jones is going to take a stride forward this year.
Okay.
I actually have them at 9-8.
Okay,
I'm with you on it. Couple things I think are being lost here for some people. That defense is fucking scary good.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the offense can't not get better because Matt Patricia is no longer calling plays.
Yeah,
Like,
no kidding there. No kidding.
like
What a joke.
I cannot fathom what went into that decision in the first place to allow that to happen. But addition by subtraction is happening here on offense. Also, like Juju is the best receiver they've had on their roster in a while, so that I think helps. Which I don't really think that's saying a whole lot, but I do think that at least helps to some degree with Mac's development. Hopefully, he can at least get back to the level that he played at as a rookie, because last year was rough.
Yeah.
Do you think Zappy's got a chance to come on in?
No.
You think it's the Mac show?
I think it has to be Mac.
Mac attack.
Okay.
I think we saw what Zappy was, what his cap is.
But Zappy was electric.
Yeah, he had some fun games where Mac's just always consistently like a game manager kind of guy.
Yeah, very boring.
He has to play as a point guard. I think he can be a more exciting quarterback, but like much like Tua, it's got to be like in that point guard point style. Like you got to be quick trigger, like you're the general, not like Lamar Jackson.
Okay, I see where you're getting at.
I think if Zappy would have won that Green Bay game, I think he might have been like the starter throughout the year. Because that game he popped off when he was the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, I have the Patriots going 7-10. Their defense is going to carry them to most of their wins. And kind of like Tomlin, Belichick always seems to hover around that 500 mark if he's got kind of an average to bad team. Judon probably going to have another great year.
I need y'all to know I don't even taste these anymore.
What does that even mean?
It's just numb.
It's just numb. Like, like that last bite I heard, really didn't burn that much. Also, the wings are just cold, like actually cold.
That might actually help.
Maybe it does.
That's rough.
But yeah, 7-10 for the Patriots.
I like it.
Mac's career is probably on the line this year if he doesn't perform.
I would agree with that. He's one more season away from coming to Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold's better than him.
You didn't watch him play for 3 years.
I know, but I think he's better than him.
You think that?
I will take Sam Darnold's ceiling versus Mac Jones' ceiling.
I think we've seen Sam Darnold's ceiling.
I think Sam Darnold could be good in the 49ers.
I mean, Sam Darnold did breathe out Trey Lance. So
if Brock Purdy gets injured, I think Sam Darnold's going to play better than Brock Purdy.
Than Trey Lance?
Well, no, I'm saying I think if Brock Purdy gets hurt,
I see what you're saying.
Sam Darnold is going to come in and play better than Brock Purdy.
Okay.
I think Brock Purdy's a fraud.
No, I also do too. I think it's a joke that they just gave up on Trey Lance and they went with Brock Purdy. But
now they just announced today that Sam Darnold's QB2.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like his team because Purdy's going to get hurt again, and it's Sam Darnold's team.
Praying on downfalls here.
Might as well. Why not?
Might as well.
That Carolina connection. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold and Christian McCaffrey back at it again. but this time with a coach, so who knows?
True.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, I'm good.
AFC South. Let's get it.
Worst division in the league.
No, I disagree. And we'll talk about it.
Second worst.
It's close.
Second worst. We could probably rapid fire this one. It's gonna be one team that's good, and then the rest will be bad.
All
right. I'll just go through my four.
Go for it.
I got the Jags at 13-4.
Holy crap!
You are high.
Yeah.
Well, let me explain. They're gonna sweep the division.
No, I got them dropping one.
They have to. If they sweep the division, they only have to go 7-4 the rest of the year.
Only 7-4. Wow,
that's very capable. They won what 7 in a row or 6 in a row to finish the year to win the division.
I mean, yeah.
I think
what happens one year always happens the next year.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying
in the NFL.
I think that they can compete with every team in the AFC. I think that Duval is one of the hardest places to play in the National Football League. We see teams go in there that are really good and fall all the time. Look at the Cowboys last year.
Yeah, because that's because they played down to the Jaguars.
Are you trying to say that Jaguars aren't a good team?
No, I'm saying they're a good team this year, but you're using examples from past years when the Jaguars have been awful and all the teams just come in there and expect that they're just going to roll over them. Like look at the Bills a couple of years ago. Like
but they still, I'm just saying, but teams generally, like a lot of teams that like if the Jaguars will still play good and they will beat teams that they shouldn't in do fall. I think the Jaguars are a really good home team. But yeah, I mean, this might be high, but I think that Trevor Lawrence is going to have another great
that's an MVP caliber type of year right there.
Yeah, and I think that's capable. Have you seen Calvin Ridley? That guy is literally.
I love Ridley. Ridley's like a freak talent. Yeah. I'm excited for him to be back.
If their offense was pretty good last year, can you imagine it this year with Calvin Ridley? It's going to be even better. They have four guys that are basically wide receivers. Evan Ingram is not a tight end; he's basically a receiver. Let's be honest. And then you got ETN. I mean, like their offense is gonna be crazy, and they have a very underrated defense too. Like they have players, so I think they're gonna be really good, and I think Doug Peterson also helps that too. I got the Texans at 6-11, the Titans and Colts at 5-12. Self-explanatory, just garbage teams. Probably could beat up on some of the bad NFC teams that they play, which I'm pretty sure they play the AFC South. So, yeah.
I mean, I would argue that how good the Titans are is just entirely dependent on whether or not Tannehill stays healthy. They were 7-3 before he went down.
I don't even think that they're going to be good with him healthy.
I don't understand why people think that they are going to be worse this year than last year with a receiver.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
Like they got DeAndre Hopkins. I would say they got a better receiver than when they had AJ Brown.
Oh,
I mean, this is the prime nuke anymore.
Hop's still got it, man. Hop's still got it.
I do think he's right now. He's at the very least an elite big slot though, which will be helpful for guys like Treylon Burks and Nick Wessakine.
Yeah, I think that Derrick Henry is done.
You've said that for like 4 straight years. You've said that for 4 straight years.
I think he's going to take a dump this year.
You said that. You said that so many times in a row, Jack.
And I'm going to die on that take. I think the Chiefs I don't think the Chiefs were that good of a team last year, and they fucking won the Super Bowl. So I'd have bad takes, but I think the Chiefs. I have bad takes. What can I say?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I still think that Chiefs team was one of the most overrated Super Bowl winning teams of all time.
All right. I mean, I've got Jags high. I've got 12-5, so I'm kind of right there with you. Very high.
Yeah, exactly. See,
I think the division is pretty bad, but I do think, all right, behind Andy Reid, I think Doug Peterson's the best coach in football, to be honest. I love Doug Peterson. He can do any team he's been with. He creates havoc for people, and he is such. I hated him.
He's better than Kyle Shanahan.
I do. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think just the fact that he just came to the Jags and instantly they're just good again. I mean, they have a good quarterback.
I could not feel more differently about Doug Peterson.
The Eagles, they won a Super Bowl.
I think what happened last year was addition by subtraction. Literally, Urban Meyer being gone. Like, they even got better just after Urban finally got fired that year. Like, so
don't get me started on that. Urban's my boy. He's my number 1 coach all time. So I love Urban. I love Urban. It's just the Jags are pussies and they can't handle toughness. But anyways, the Jags are good.
On college girls, the Urban Meyer way.
Jags, dude, they're of age.
With the photo,
which is more than what I keep that in
context. People. At least he's getting something.
With a photo of him and his wife, literally right behind the bar that he's.
I'm living vicariously.
Just hand on the. That's the picture I'm talking about.
Living vicariously.
Hey, you want to see the locker room?
But no, I think Ridley's huge, big addition. Their offense will be sick. I think it's going to be really good. And their defense should be good. Doug Peterson always has a pretty good defense. He always comes up with crazy schemes. I actually I'm high on the Texans a little bit this year, 8-9, but I think they're going to improve. That is high compared to last year. I think they had a sick draft. If Stroud's going to start slow, but I do actually like their team a little bit. And I think they got DeMeco Ryans for D coordinator now. Ryans. So DeMeco Ryans is a good D coordinator. So defense will keep him in games. Anthony Richardson, I've got a little spot in my heart for him as a Gator fan, but I also have some hate for him because he just could not throw at all. So I think he'll have games where he's going to flash and everybody's going to be in awe of his athletic ability, but I don't think he's going to improve that team by a ton. The NFL is just a different game. And they have Jim Bob Cooter, and anybody with a coach named Jim Bob Cooter is probably going to lose some games. So, yeah. So I have
all screens and draws on third downs.
What's that?
All screens and draws on third.
All screens. Yeah, you're right. You're right. 8-9 Texans, Colts 7-10, Titans 6-11. I think that could just be they're going to be a mess kind of together. I think around that area, and then Jags are going to. This is the biggest blowout in any of the divisions for me. The Jags are going to win with ease in this division.
Yes. Do you think they're going to sweep them?
What?
Sweep the division?
No, 4-2 in the division.
Oh, all right.
I think they probably lose maybe to the Colts once or Texans once, but
I actually have the Jags going 9-8. I think they do what they did last year. They didn't go 9-8 last year, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they opened up the season in actually let me change something real quick because now I'm looking at this and now I'm curious. All right. I like that more. Yeah, I got the Jags going 9-8, 4-2 in the division. And then I've got Tennessee going 9-8, but going 2-4 in the division. I do think that they definitely take a step up, but I'm kind of a believer in the Titans, but I just don't see them winning the right games for it to matter. Colts I got going 5-12. I just think they're arguably the worst team in the league, and the only team that I think is worse than them is the team that I'm making 4-13. And that's the Texans. I don't think I think he's going to be a bust.
Oh, no.
I really do. I think he's going to be a huge bust because I don't think he has any help. I think he's going to find out how quick the linebackers are in the NFL that I don't think he was used to, especially playing in the Big Ten. The only game he played in his entire collegiate career where I can be like, oh, okay, is that Georgia game.
That was his last game. That's enough for me.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think that's the
yeah, but you have bad takes.
Yeah, I do. I look at that. That's fine. I didn't say the guy was gonna be good. I'm just a Stroud boy.
They were 3-14 last year with shit quarterbacks. Adding a quarterback whose floor is basically Davis Mills, but it could be better. I think they could win a couple more games.
And Stroud's last game was basically against an NFL defense. If he was doing that, I will take that.
But I'm saying I think that's the only time he ever saw a defense that can be that, like an NFL type fast, and he played great.
Well, besides Michigan, besides Michigan and maybe Penn State, he was playing in the Big Ten. There wasn't a lot of.
Yeah, but I don't think those guys are. I don't think that comes close to kind of defense he played against Georgia. I think that really was his only true NFL test. It's like when you get guys like Trey Lance. Where'd he play?
NDSU.
Okay, there you go.
And yeah, self-explanatory.
That's my whole point. When you don't actually play that talent, it doesn't. You got to be able to. You got to take that into account.
Well, and it's not just the talent. He's also going to be going up against defenders that are veterans in the NFL who are absolutely going to bait him.
Yeah.
he's going to make some serious mistakes, and they have that roster has so many holes that it's going to tempt Urban Meyer.
I like that. Yeah. Irby.
Top tier joke. That was a good joke.
Irby.
I got
that was good. That was good.
I got the Jags at 11-6. I think they are gonna grow based off of last year, but like I don't buy that they're gonna like take the entire league by storm. I think there's still a lot of growing to do with that young roster. You got the Titans at 9-8. It kind of like what I was saying about Joe Burrow, but at running back, I do not bet against Derrick Henry to be a force in the NFL until I see him fall apart. Good luck stopping that for an entire game.
I love him.
And Mike Vrabel led teams, like, they just win games. They do. They're tough. And like even with all the injuries that team had last year, and I think that gets overlooked a lot too, is that it wasn't just Tannehill. They lost a lot of dudes on that roster.
They were starting Josh Dobbs.
They still won 7 games.
Yeah.
So I gotta imagine it can't be as bad this year. I feel like they can patch together 9 wins. Colts, I was more optimistic on them, like at their high end, until the allowance for Jonathan Taylor to start seeking a trade. I do not like the vibe of this team anymore.
So weird.
I'm gonna put them at 6-11 just because I can see DeForest Buckner like having a couple games where he just takes over on defense and stealing them some games that they shouldn't have. But like that's about the farthest I'm willing to go for them. I am an Anthony Richardson man, but the possibility of Jonathan Taylor not being there really caps their upside. Like I said, Texans are just not in a good place. I don't think giving up first next year was great for their long-term roster building, and I got them at 4-13.
Pretty respectable. All right. I have the Jaguars going 10-7, still winning the division, but they would be the 4th division winner according to my thing. They have a good team, but they're still very young, and I'm not totally trusting it. Well, I guess it's Ridley and then it's Christian Kirk, and I don't know, but they're gonna be damn good in this easy division. I don't think I have them sweeping it, just because Jaguars, another one of those teams that seems to trip themselves. But yeah, 10-7 for them. Titans, I kind of fell into the sinkhole of thinking they're going to be a lot worse than they should be. I have them at 6-11. All going to depend on QB health there mostly, and I guess how the defense performs. And then the Colts and the Texans are both at 4-13 for me. When I was watching the draft, I did really like them moving up to the 3rd overall spot, just because draft trades are very exciting, and Will Anderson is a very cool player to see go somewhere, especially to a team that is coached by a great defensive coordinator like DeMeco Ryans. So to see what he's going to do under that system is going to be very cool. And I also like CJ Stroud coming out of college. So I think I like the Texans, but I still don't think they're going to be very good this year.
Yeah.
One more division. Here we go.
One more in the AFC.
Yep.
The AFC West, definitely a weird division. Chiefs won it last year. Gonna win it again. 14-3. I really hope they suck this year, though. I need them to suck after last year. I really do. Also, the fact that Chris Jones is just like not showing up is gonna help me too, because apparently
I'm hoping he doesn't show up week 1.
I've heard there's no communication at all between them, so that's interesting to see. But I think it's going to be scary for them. Their wide receiver core got even worse in the off season. It's Mahomes and the Kelsey show, and hopefully they can keep going. But I mean, I can't really bet against Andy Reid and Mahomes, so 14-3 is pretty respectable, I would say. But I hope that they finish way worse than this. Just because I'm sick and tired of their shit. I am so sick and tired of the fact that Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game in his life. That is one of the biggest things that I hate the most, is that I think, yes, he's great, but I think his playoff success is definitely a little somewhat overrated. The fact that he has not had travel just because they're so good in the preseason. I think that he needs to go to a hostile environment in the playoffs. I'd like to see that. Not that I think he's a great quarterback, but I just wish I would see him in a hostile environment, how he would handle it, the playoffs.
I am one of those people. I get worked up watching Patty Mahomes, baby. I love Patty. I don't think environment has anything to do with Pat. I just think he's just a stud and a half. I love him. I actually have them going a game better than last year, 15-2 this year. I love him. I just think wide receivers don't matter. I don't think, we saw Tyreek Hill. I heard that with Hill leaving, and I mean, nothing changes. So, if it's, again, we're not talking about health with any of them, then I think they're just top level. Again, Andy Reid, favorite coach in the NFL. This team is just going to be good. If you said they're not making the playoffs, you're out of your mind. They are going to be good. They're most likely winning this division. I think they're going to win by 5 games in the division. I think. Ooh. Yeah, I love this team. I think betting against them is just a bad idea at this point until they prove us wrong. But I do think they're going to have that sort of success that like New England had. I really think we're witnessing some greatness here with Patty. So yeah, I'm high on them. I don't mind them winning. I really don't. I think it's fun to watch. Their football is fun. I think the whole AFC playoffs, no matter who they play, they have so many good quarterbacks. And when it's Patty versus all of these other gunslingers, I mean, it's good football. It's just so much fun to watch. So yeah, Chiefs high, 15-2. Does anybody have them doing bad?
No, I got them going 13.
0-17. No.
yeah, this is the year.
I think I really want to put him. I still probably could. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to go 14-3. I don't really want to do that to the Broncos because I think the Broncos will be better this year.
Same.
But
that doesn't mean
hard not to be.
Yeah.
You know what?
By the way,
I'm sticking with my gut. I'm going 13-4, and my big loss, I think they lose 3 in a row.
Ooh.
I got them losing to the Broncos in Denver, and then I got them losing to the Dolphins in Germany. And then I got the Eagles coming back with a vengeance in week 11 after the bye.
Patty Mahomes don't lose road division games.
Yeah, he's a baller. By the way, no Bieniemy, at which I think Bieniemy all his career has just ridden the coattails of good players. So I actually think it might be better with Nagy. I think is now there. And
oh no, that's gotta be a joke.
I love it. I think Bieniemy's the biggest. There's a reason why he's failed 36 interviews or whatever it is, because he's just so bad at interviewing. And
Vikings could have had him, man. Vikings could have had him.
Well, I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we didn't. Harbaugh. He was our running backs coach during Adrian Peterson days, and then all his career with Kansas City has been Patty Mahomes. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see what he does. Where did he go? What
Washington?
He's in Washington.
Have fun with that offense, bud. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna change it. I don't have them losing 3 in a row. I know it's the same record. I'm just gonna have Denver beating them in Kansas City.
Okay, so 13-4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
I have the same record for them. It's 13-5. Like, you don't kind of bet against them. You don't. It's just throwing money in a money pit and burning it. Just don't do it. Stop it. You've done it before. Stop it. You keep doing it.
Yeah. It's just stop. What is the definition of insane or whatever? When
insanity,
insanity.
The shit that he does every year.
Yeah, stop betting against them. So we all have them high. We all have the Chiefs high.
Yes, 14-3 for me also. So
okay, we don't need much else. I think.
Yeah, I don't need to explain my piece. We've already said all that we need to.
What did I had the Chargers going 10-7. You know, just about the same as last year. They're not going to improve as much.
I got them going down. I got
injury
9-8.
Basically, is what's going to happen again.
Yeah, I agree. I have it 9-8. Just keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, I'm 10-7. I think they're going to stay just about pretty similar. You know, Keenan Allen, he's made of glass. He'll probably die at some point on the field again.
Oh yeah,
they did get that. Yeah, he always does. Quentin Johnson's good. They got him in the draft, so I think they literally got him to just knowing at some point they're going to have to replace Keenan Allen. So, but it's the same team. They're going to be good. Their offense will, you know, Herbert's going to do his thing. Eckler, you know, that whole crew. It's a good offense, pretty good defense. I do think they're going to. I think I had them beating the Chiefs, maybe a game, maybe at the end of the season or something when it probably doesn't matter. But they're going to be good. It's 10-7, 9-8. I think that's a good spot to have them. But
I'm actually going to go 11-6.
Really?
And my reason is Kellen Moore is worlds better than Joe Lombardi.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Lombardi shouldn't keep getting offensive coordinator jobs, and yet his last name just keeps getting it for him.
Facts. That's nepotism to a T.
Yeah, but I think their offense is going to be significantly better. I'm hoping that, you know, they can kind of keep the talent they have on defense healthy enough for them to, you know, be the threat to Kansas City that their talent says they should be. But the only reason I'm even like keeping their wins this low is because Chargers going to charge.
Yep.
Like, they're going to throw some games that they absolutely have no business throwing.
They should be better than what they are. I just don't think they will.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna get injured too eventually.
Yep, the Chargers can just not stay out of their own damn way. They like Brandon Staley has gone down for me as a coach. Like he's gotten worse every single year. It seems like, even though they made the playoffs last year, it still seems like he's not that good as he was touted to be coming out of the Ram system. I have them going 9-8. I have them missing the playoffs.
Ooh.
They're just not going to get out of their own way. Like I said, it's just Chargers are the epitome of that team that is just cursed because they cannot like do anything without tripping themselves. So yeah, 9-8.
Quit tripping over your own dick.
Is that your last one, Andrew?
It's the last one, and we're just
wait,
buddy.
Brandon, why does the color of his wing look so much different than mine?
Don't you even fucking try to play that. Don't you try to. I know.
I mean, it does.
Don't you do that.
I'm kidding.
I like
no, but
that.
mine look dark orange. That's why I say that, or like a bright orange kind of. That's why I say.
There's an orange tint to him.
Oh, I guess.
You're in a dark room.
It's just a dark room.
So to say, don't play me like that. My mouth is on fire. You see how red my face is?
Just hear it. You can just hear it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got the AFC out of the way.
We got
NFC.
I gotta finish this.
We got the Broncos
We
of the
still
Raiders.
got 2 teams
Oh,
left.
dude, I forgot. They're so irrelevant. I'm just gonna get all right. Broncos 7-10. They'll improve, like we said, they'll improve, but not very much. I think that Russell Wilson is kind of he's kind of seen his days. And then I think that the Raiders will compete for the first pick at 3 and 14, and Josh McDaniels will definitely get fired in the middle of the year this year. 100%.
You think the Raiders can afford that?
That's crazy.
Can afford to what?
Fire
him? Yeah. Why not? He's not,
because they're running out of money last year. That's why they couldn't let him go or whatever. Isn't that the story?
Maybe. Well, he might just get demoted to like assistant head coach, and they might just put the assistant head coach at head coach or something because he is awful.
Well, I mean, the incoming head coach is probably just going to fire him.
He's proven that he's not a good coach. When he was in Denver, when they caught him for fucking filming practices, and then they were 6-0, and then someone missed the playoffs. Like, it's proven that he's an awful coach.
All right, yeah, I have same thing. I have Broncos 7-10. I love Sean Payton. I think he's just a good coach. I think he's gonna be good for Russell Wilson. I don't think Russell Wilson's washed up. I think he was in kind of a mess of a team when he came in, and I think the situation is just going to be a little bit better with him having a year under his belt there. So, 7-10, nothing crazy. I think they have a better offensive line now to kind of protect him a little bit. They went out and got a couple guys. So, I like them. Raiders, I have 7-10 as well. So I don't have them really going anywhere. I love Tyree Wilson. I think it's great they picked him up. That'll help a little bit. But and Jimmy G, I mean, Jimmy G's not much of an upgrade or disadvantage than Carr. I think you're running into just about the same kind of guy. So 7-10.
Hot take. I think Sean Payton is one of the most overrated head coaches to win.
You think you just had Drew Brees?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
look at his playoff success after the Super Bowl when he fucking bounty gate. Yeah, he was not good. He made it to what, one NFC title game, and then they threw a tantrum for the pass interference when they got the ball in overtime.
I mean, that is literally one of the most egregious calls that we've ever seen.
Yeah, but like, okay, so let's say that it goes the way it's supposed to be. It's a pick six, and the Rams easily win the game instead of struggling to win it in overtime. And winning on a 60-yard field goal, but I don't feel bad for the Saints fans ever, so I never will. So yeah, all right, go ahead.
I got the Broncos going 8-9. I think Javonte really takes some strides with a better O-line, and I also think with them having Russell Wilson and how much that they would throw the ball under Sean Payton, I think that'll take a lot of pressure off of him. And I think you'll really see a jump in his YPC.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I ate 2 back-to-back.
What about the Raiders? What about the Raiders?
Raiders, I feel like this probably generous. I'm gonna go back and look right quick just to make sure. No, I don't want them doing that. Yeah, I like that better. I got him going forward 13. I'm with you.
Same. All right.
I'm with you. I was thinking maybe 5-12, but I don't see it.
That's like he's on the verge of tears.
I know, man. He's struggling. So are we in the AFC? We're all basically the same with our division winners, minus the what? The Bengals and the Ravens.
The North, yeah.
I think so.
I still don't think. I mean, I got them going 12-5, but what's funny is I don't know if this is similar to y'all, but I have the Ravens at 12-5 and going in the playoffs as a 5 seed.
Yeah, similar to me.
Yeah. I think.
So where do you guys have Raiders and Broncos?
What you got, Matt?
I got the Broncos at 8-9. I do think that I do believe that Sean Payton is a good coach. And I do believe that Sean Payton knows how to run a good offense. And I think in that way, yes, he can help Russell Wilson. I do not believe that he can make Russell Wilson not be an asshole. So
let's ride.
I do think that's probably going to be a problem with them consistently winning games is some of the shenanigans that he was doing last year and the consistency of Seahawks players coming out and being like, yeah, no, I am not about that guy. So, you know, I think that kind of caps their potential there. But I am going to say I got the Raiders at 7-10. And that is probably not for the reasons that you think it is. We all know that Jimmy G can't stay healthy. But I am an Aiden O'Connell believer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're going Aiden.
Yeah, I am all about
You're
Aiden
a big
O'Connell.
tenor, aren't you? You're a big tenor.
Yeah, I grew up in Metro Detroit. So.
Yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know. I think Jimmy G's game does not align very well with what Davante Adams does well. Aiden O'Connell does, because he loves to just fuck it and chuck it. That's his game.
Yeah.
Fuck it and chuck it.
And like nobody runs a better fade route than Davante. We'll put it up there for him. And sometimes it's going to work for him. Sometimes it's not. But when it works, they're going to win games they shouldn't.
Okay. So do you think even if Jimmy G doesn't get hurt, is Aiden O'Connell taking over at some point in the year?
Honestly, given that McDaniels is going to have to save his job, if they start like 1-6, they kind of have to change it up.
Yeah.
Is he even the backup? Like the backup on the roster? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know for sure.
Yeah, not that it means anything because it's preseason, but like he's looked real good in preseason.
Yeah, I did.
To round out the AFC, I have the Broncos going at 9-8. They are still a very talented roster for the most part, at least in the skill positions. And you got a solid defense there with Simmons and Surtain on the corners, or corner and safety. So, and then you bring in a better head coach that can manage the clock by himself, and they don't have to go overseas, so you don't have to have Russell Wilson doing high knees in the aisle. So I think the team chemistry should be up this year. I think they should be just fine. Tough division still, as per usual. So there's going to be a lot of close games, but I can see them like splitting with the Chargers and taking both from the Raiders and things like that. So, and then, yeah, talking about the Raiders, I have them going 3-14. To be honest, I kind of forgot Davante Adams was on this team, but he's still only one person. You're going to have Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball to him. Like, I don't trust that. If they're going to win, it's going to be on the back of Josh Jacobs and Davante Adams. Like, their defense is nothing. It's
Josh Jacobs ain't going to play.
Didn't he report now?
No.
I did.
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard much.
Yeah. So if that does not get sorted out, then I feel very confident in my 3-14. And it's still basically like for the Chargers, the Raiders is still kind of like you're playing almost like 17 road games. Like lots of visiting fans come into Allegiant Stadium. So it's not very Raider heavy as other stadiums would be. So yeah, 3-14 for them.
Yeah, they're a tourist team.